Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Wendy Chen. It's good to have you with us. In this week's headlines, we join Dai Technology in China's Jiangsu as they take part in the 2012 Kunshan Computer Electronic Fair. Tzu Chi volunteers and team of medical staff in the Philippines are holding free clinics for the poor families in Marikina City. And thanks to the help from Tzu Chi, Clara Kangate, a Filipino student, is able to continue with her studies. The 2012 Computer and Electronic Fair was held from June 28 to July 1st at China's Jiangsu province. This year, Dai Technology also took part in the exhibition. The simple humanistic layout of the booth drew the attention of many passers-by, and volunteers seized the opportunity to introduce Tzu Chi's recycling concepts to them. After listening to a volunteer's explanation, a local authority said that he was very impressed by the technology.
This is the scene at the 2012 KE show in Kunshan, China. Throughout the exhibition, Tzu Chi volunteers hope to encourage the public to reduce the burden on our Mother Earth. During the 2012 KE show in China, Dai Technology also took the opportunity to promote its items made from recycled plastic bottles. Guan Aiguo, who is the secretary of Kunshan Municipal Committee of the CPC, was very impressed by the technology.
Where did the plastic bottles come from?
The plastic bottles were collected by our recycling volunteers. The volunteers will clean them to make them like this, so the quality of the raw materials will be good.
After listening to a volunteer's explanation, Guan decided to include the process in Kunshan City's recycling plan.
To reduce our carbon footprint, we decided to promote recycling not only in corporations but also in every household.
A blanket can be made from 27 plastic bottles. Seeing the items that can be made from them, participants at the KE show were very impressed.
This is not only a good way to push sound economics, but also a fabulous contribution to the human race.
The Tzu Chi volunteers say they will seize every opportunity to promote recycling and hope the media can also join in so that more and more people can understand the importance of environmental conservation.
Next in Taiwan on June 30th, to celebrate the establishment of the Wanhua Jingsi Hall in Taipei City, Tzu Chi volunteers delivered sweet rice balls to their neighbors and prepared various events including the chanting of sutras and other performances, which was joined by nearly 1,000 people. The volunteers all agreed that this Jingsi Hall is not only the spiritual home for Tzu Chi volunteers, but also a place to recruit more people to walk on the Tzu Chi path.
This is the scene at the opening ceremony of the Wanhua Jingsi Hall. Smiles are seen on the faces of volunteers and local residents. To mark the celebration, Tzu Chi volunteers prepared sweet rice balls and delivered them to their neighbors. Delivering the sweet rice balls along with words of blessings and happiness, the volunteers not only visit their neighbors in apartments but also local shops.
这样子可以净化整个这个万华社区啊，对不对？很好啊。
组队长带领着
Our group leaders led all of us to deliver sweet rice balls to our neighbors. By doing so, we got to interact with them and have the chance to invite them to join our Tzu Chi family.
Respectfully bowing and chanting the preface of the Lotus Sutra, everyone prays for blessings not only for their community but also the world.
I hope everyone can be filial, and I hope for seasonable weather for raising crops, as well as flourishing of the country and peace for all.
Meanwhile, to join in the celebration, Tzu Shaos also took to the stage to perform drums in a musical adaptation of the Water Repentance Sutra. the first time an event is being held at the newly built Wanhua Jingsi Hall. The volunteers light up the atmosphere with performances that bridge the gap between volunteers and participants.
Today's performances were very lively and were embedded with Tzu Chi's humanistic values. I think through the event, the participants can have a better understanding of Tzu Chi's philosophy.
Yu Shu-ing, who is a Tzu Chi volunteer from Hong Kong, also takes this chance to join the celebration. Yu says she hoped to bring what she learns from today's event back to Hong Kong.
The Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan have put a lot of effort to create a family-like atmosphere in this Jingsi Hall. And doing so, it will attract more local bodhisattvas to join. If I lived around this area and attended today's event, I would definitely join Tzu Chi because the event was very heartwarming.
Now, with the establishment of the Wanhua Jingsi Hall, which is located on the arterial road, volunteers hope to strengthen the bonding between communities and turn this area into a land of blessings.
Moving to the United States, the American Red Cross of Greater Los Angeles region recently held their community leadership training seminar at the U.S. Tzu Chi headquarters in St. Dimas, California. During the seminar, Tzu Chi volunteers not only gained new knowledge on disaster management, but also seized the opportunity to introduce Tzu Chi's environmental concepts. The Red Cross volunteers said they were all very touched by Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirit.
Over the weekend, the American Red Cross of Greater Los Angeles region held their community leadership training seminar at the USAID Tzu Chi headquarters in San Dimas, California. The reason behind the success of their organization is the well-organized volunteer training programs.
Us that have been here for many, many years have to take these classes because there is a change in the national direction, trying to keep everybody down the same path, the same road, so we all can act the same way no matter where we are.
Since there are many differences in culture and regulations between Taiwan and the United States, Tzu Chi volunteers take the opportunity to absorb knowledge from the Red Cross.
Many of our volunteers have already gone through their professional training program and brought the knowledge back to our own training seminars. The purpose of the training seminar held by Red Cross is to ensure that when a disaster strikes, there is only a system to follow.
The Red Cross not only provides volunteer training programs, but also online resources.
When a disaster happens in the United States, we will be informed right away.
The Red Cross has invested a lot of their money in their online media. For example, on their website, you can tell how many people they mobilized when a disaster happens and where the refuges are located. It will also tell you what kind of people they need in the disaster area.
During the Red Cross Committee Leadership Seminar, Tzu Chi volunteers also use this time to promote Tzu Chi's mission of environmental conservation.
This is a green campus, and so there have three different components to recycling. One is we've learned a lot. We've learned how a lot of our volunteers have learned about your recycling program, how to leave a zero carbon footprint, and also the cultural differences as well. It has opened up many eyes amongst ourselves.
Now, with a better understanding of each other, when a disaster strikes, the Red Cross and Tzu Chi promise to work hand in hand and help those in greater need.
In the Philippines, we joined Tima medical staff as they hold 2 free clinics at the Tzu Chi Marikina Education Center and Fortune Elementary School. This time, the free event provided 6 different categories of medical treatment, including surgical, dentistry, pediatrics, and more. In all, 2,427 patients were treated.
To make sure all the needy residents receive the news about the free clinic, Tzu Chi volunteers walk from door to door handing out flyers. Early in the morning on the day of the free health clinic at the Tzu Chi Marikina Educational Center, many residents are already waiting in line for their turns to see a doctor. Thanks to the free event, 74-year-old Benjamin Cruz, who has suffered with a tumor on his arm for over 10 years, finally had it removed in a procedure lasting just an hour.
Now, without the tumor, I can finally work again. I think I can lift heavy things now.
The free clinic also provided dentures to 10 patients, among them Celadona Andres, who had been unable to eat solid food for 15 years. Now with her new dentures, she can finally smile again.
Before, I couldn't eat any solid food. I could only take liquids.
It's always that leading people in a better life. We cannot say no to Tzu Chi Foundation.
The free clinic has helped a lot of people who can't afford medical bills.
Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers also held a free clinic at the Fortune Elementary School. To make sure 10-year-old tuberculosis patient Mark John has enough medication, team of doctors kindly provided him with medications that will last for half a year.
My husband doesn't make enough money to meet my son's medical bill. When we came to the free clinic, Tzu Chi provided us with free medicines.
Thanks to the free clinic, those in need can finally have their problems treated. To make sure the event runs smoothly, Tzu Chi volunteers accompany the patients every step of the way. The volunteers also lead patients in a prayer in hopes of calming their minds and freeing them from worry.
Back to Taiwan, to safeguard the health of residents in Jinmen County, the Northern Taiwan team of medical staff visits the area twice a year. This year's free clinic was held from June 30th to July 1st at a local nursing home and a gymnasium. The event was not only joined by dentist Chen Rui Huang and his family of 4, but also Tzu Chings, who dedicated their summer holidays to help.
During the free dental clinic, to comfort a disabled patient, Tzu Chi volunteers cheer him up by singing songs.
When I first arrived at the free clinic, I thought we were only responsible for providing group activities, but I realized that we need to treat everyone with extra patience and to give with a grateful heart.
To safeguard the health of disabled people, team of doctors decided to hold the free clinic inside the nursing home and to enable proceedings to pass all the more smoothly. Tzu Chi volunteers also led group activities. Next, the team of doctors and volunteers arrived at a local gym to hold the second free clinic. This time, the free event was joined by dentist Chen Rui Huang and his family of 4.
A lot of Tzu Chi brothers and sisters say that my family members are all Tzu Chi volunteers, but I feel that Tzu Chi is like a big family.
Every time we visit Jinmen County, my father always visits the homes of seniors. Many of them are over 100 years old. We always promise each other that we'll see each other again in half a year. I'm very touched by their spirits.
Right now, I'm a student from the dental department, so when I graduate, I will definitely join the free clinic or perform house calls with my father.
I just hope to provide comfort to the patients, so when they are afraid, I will hold their hands.
Besides the free clinic, team of doctors also make house calls to residents who can't attend the free clinic. Thanks to the team of doctor, Mr. Lin has finally had his gallstones removed.
It makes a lot of difference, otherwise I would know that I'm sick and need to take medication.
Twice a year, the Northern Taiwan TIMA pays visits to Jinmen County not only to safeguard local residents' health, but also to bring them happiness and warmth.
Also in Jinmen County, where healthcare resources are scarce in comparison to Taiwan, Tzu Chi's Taipei TIMA team visits the prison every year to care for the health condition of these prison inmates. Volunteers hope through their long-term support and care to warm the hearts of inmates and inspire them to turn over a new leaf in life.
Arriving at Jinmen Prison in Jinmen County, Taiwan, Taipei team members and Tzu Chi volunteers are bringing some warmth inside the cold steel prison door. Staff quickly sets up the medical equipment, transforming the room into a small hospital to provide a variety of medical services.
Actually, in Kinmen County, our medical resources are not sufficient, so if needed, we have to transport the inmates to Taiwan, which is very inconvenient for us.
I feel that the doctors and nurses are all very caring. They ask me a lot of questions, and in return, I'm more familiar with my own body conditions. I'm very thankful for their help.
Tzu Chi's team of medical staff continues to care for the inmates' health to break down the coldness of the prison walls.
In the Philippines, university student Clara Marie Kanget, who has excelled academically since young, lives in poverty. Her excellent achievement won herself a scholarship from the Far Eastern University. Unfortunately, she couldn't find the balance between school and work and was later forced to drop out of school. Luckily, she found Tzu Chi and started to work under its relief work program. Now, with enough money, Clara can finally return to school.
Hanging on the wall, these are medals Clara Marie Kanget received in school. In spite of living in poverty, she excels academically. Unfortunately, she couldn't manage her busy work schedule and classwork at the same time and was forced to drop out of school after she could no longer afford the tuition. Luckily, Tzu Chi's relief work program gave her a chance to earn much needed money.
My husband and I are very happy. We couldn't support her education, but she can rely on herself and earns money from Tzu Chi's relief work program.
Before returning to school, Clara volunteered at various Tzu Chi events, such as home visits, free clinics, and rice distributions. She says through volunteering, she got rid of her bad temper.
After I met Tzu Chi, I learned to smile, because when you smile, others will smile too.
After she met Tzu Chi, she learned to overcome her shyness and started to interact with others.
Every day, Clara Marie Kanget receives 250 peso from Tzu Chi's relief work program. When she goes home, she always gives her money to her parents. However, they never take any money from her. Over the past 10 months, she has already saved enough money for her tuition, along with the money to fix their kitchen.
I just worry about my tuition, but there are still many that can't even afford food or don't have a place to live.
Now back in school and debt-free, Clara Marie Kanget can finally pursue her education again. Tzu Chi volunteers also promised to provide her with a scholarship in the future. In thanks, she hopes to spread the love she received from Tzu Chi to others around her.
In Malaysia's Johor Bahru Jingsi Hall, Tzu Chi volunteers held a scholarship ceremony in mid-June to hand out tuition supports to needy students. Most of the scholarship recipients are from broken or underprivileged families, and volunteers not only hope to help these students continue their studies, but also hope to inspire them to be filial to their parents. With Tzu Chi scholarship support in hand, these students are grateful for the love that came in from far and wide.
When I grow up, I will save up to donate to help others, because someone else is donating to help me now.
We hope to educate our children about the four immeasurables, which are kindness, compassion, joy, and selfless giving.
To reciprocate Tzu Chi's love, Wu Shoulan, whose grandchild is the scholarship recipient, is collecting recyclables to donate to the Buddhist NGO and helping to spread the love to those in greater need.
In the morning when I wake up, I go around the community, and in the evening, if I am free, I will go again. Everyone knows I am collecting recyclables now, so people will bring them over to me. I talk about Tzu Chi to whoever I come across.
Volunteers not only help these underprivileged children by providing tuition fees, but also hope to inspire them to be filial to their parents. Still in Malaysia, we joined Tzu Chi volunteers as they take 200 refugee children of the UNHCR Tzu Chi Education Center on a trip to the National Science Center. The day was a special treat for the children who, being refugees, are restricted in their movement. As well, since most come from poor families, many of these children really have a chance to engage in outdoor activities. In our next report, we take a look at the joy and wisdom this trip has brought for these children.
Today, the Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur chapter and the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees have joined hands to bring this group of 200 refugee children to Malaysia's National Science Center for a visit.
Today's activity is being sponsored by Tzu Chi and the United Nations, and we are taking these refugee students on a field trip.
The yearly field trip is an activity that is eagerly looked forward to by these refugee children.
Actually, these children, they really don't have proper way to go out from their house because they are refugees. They don't have any identity card with them, so that they are not allowed to simply go out and then walk around here and there. So we feel like so sympathy, so that we brought them out like this kind of vacation.
I am very happy. I would love to live here. The first time I saw the dinosaur, it looked so mean and frightening. I was a bit scared.
During the day, volunteers also take an opportunity to teach the children about recycling.
Before, I didn't really know what to do, but now I'm more familiar with the process of recycling. For example, plastics, tin, clothing, boxes, clothes, and glass. I will take these recyclables and put them in a plastic bag and then give them to volunteers to recycle.
On this special field trip, these refugee children are not only given the rare chance to enjoy themselves, but also a time to learn how to safeguard the earth and its resources.
At the end of today's show, we go to Malaysia, where a Myanmar refugee school held their graduation ceremony last Sunday, July 1st. As a token of appreciation for Tzu Chi's years of support and the help in setting up a computer class, volunteers were invited to join the ceremony to send the students off. That's all the time we have. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.